What is up, everybody? It's Joe from JLB Games coming at you with another cool video, and today we're back in Planet Coaster in Westwood finally once again. Now this park is actually definitely going to be taking shape very soon, hopefully. And yeah, so when we left off, we built that clock tower. We also all have the entrance and everything done like that, but now I think it's time to get into our first area. So this is going to be kind of the first area of the park, which is to the left of the entrance, and it's going to be kind of, the name of it's going to be kind of like Westwood Shores or something like that, along those lines, because it's going to be along the riverside, or alongside the body of water over here, which is actually really cool. So it's going to have a neat little theme to that, and there's going to be a collection of a couple rides and attractions and some restaurants and stuff like that. So this over here is kind of like a Hat's Fantastic stall, so it's going to be kind of, you know, just a for fun little stall, kind of a filler stall for this to get us started. So there's going to be a lot of buildings, there's going to be a lot of attractions. We actually get into our first ride here in a little bit, which is really fun, and I can't wait to show it off to you guys here in just a moment. Also in this area is going to be the River Rapids ride, so there's actually going to be my first attempt at creating a water ride in the park, so that's something to look forward to. That we'll most likely get into that starting in the next episode. This one's going to be mainly focusing on getting this area kind of developed and started. We build this, we build a restaurant, and we also build our first ride, which will be the pirate ship, which we'll see here in just a little bit, in just a moment. This is me just trying to get the details down for this building as well. Now, I know I haven't been able to get a lot of episodes out frequently or consistently lately, but by no means am I giving up on this park. This park will not be abandoned. I repeat, this park will not be abandoned. I've already had some people saying, why don't you finish your parks? And I'm like, well, you know, these parks are going to be finished. I just haven't been able to post episodes consistently lately with my work schedule. But believe me, starting January, February, I'm going to be very active during those months with a lot of content coming to you guys. So be prepared for that. This park and Silver Star City recreation is going to get a lot of attention here in the next couple months. So be on the lookout for that. So this park is literally, I'm so excited for this park. This is the best start I think I've had to a park since I've played Planet Coaster, and I'm really trying to put in some time and effort in this area and this park and in general and stuff like that. And I know a lot of people are always shouting out, where's the roller coasters, where's the rides? And you know, they will come. You just gotta, I know, I'm just taking a section at a time, each part at a time, and stuff like that. So, the first exciting thing will come in the next episode, though, you know, with the River Rapids ride. That'll be fun. But for this episode, we're focusing on the pirate ship attraction ride over here in this area. This is going to be one of the main attractions in this area. There's not going to be any major coasters in this spot, because this is going to be one of the smaller areas of the park, because it is kind of limited space, and it has to be alongside the water over here, which is a really cool thing. I wanted to make sure there was a part that had water kind of on the side or on the edge of water and stuff like that. Kind of really cool. And you know, and I figured the pirate ship would go really well in this spot, simply because you're on the edge of the water, and it would be really cool, you know, placing a lot of rocks and stuff here. What I want to make sure is that also my rides have 100% queue line scenery rating, so that means guests will be more excited to ride the ride because of the scenery rating, and I'm going to make sure that all the rides have that really cool scenery rating and stuff like that. So anyways, I'm kind of undecided if I'm going to put a small coaster over here in this area. As of right now, that's not yet. You know, it's going to remain just a couple of flat rides, and of course the main attraction in this area will be the River Rapids ride, which will be coming around in the very near future, most likely in the next episode. So there's a lot of details that I really want to add in each ride. Now that we're getting to our first ride, I can actually talk about this a little bit. I want to make sure that each ride has its own theme and storyline to it, and no matter what ride it is, each ride is going to have a storyline. So starting off with the pirate ship here, it's kind of very straightforward. You're on the Westwood Shores, and you're taking a ride on this ship that will be encountering some very crazy weather and stuff like that. It's a very dangerous, voyage here. But they're taking volunteers to go out on this ship and help out as a crew member, and you have to steer the ship to its destination, carrying all the goods that need to be transported. And it's such a dangerous trip across the shores that a lot of people won't do it. So they're looking for brave citizens. They'll be paying them quite a lot and stuff like that. So the name of the ride, we're going to stick with Victory. The name, in-game name. I might change that. For right now, it is a placeholder. I might actually come out with something else like the Voyage or Westwood Voyage or something like that. Along those lines. And I create another sign over the entrance of the ride, and it says Westwood Shores because that is the entrance to Westwood Shores, where you will be departed and stuff like that. And every time we get to a ride, I do want to make sure I go over kind of the storyline, and even these little flat rides have history behind them. They're going to have a story behind them. So if that makes sense on what this storyline's about, I hope that kind of clears it up. And I'm very excited for all these rides to have their own story. I think it's going to be really neat and kind of a neat little thing to include into it. So as you can see, Westwood Shores right here at the entrance, but the name of it's not going to be called Westwood Shores. That's just kind of a theme sign to stay in theme for that ride. So I wanted to make sure this was heavily detailed with a lot of props, a lot of bushes, a lot of trees, and a lot of rocky parts as well, because it's just got to be heavily themed, and this is going to be a very heavily themed theme park, and that is my goal with this park, is to make sure that every element of this park is themed, and that's just the thing of it. It needs to be heavily themed, and guests need to get excited for it. And I really think that the guests are going to be excited for this park, and as much as I am, at least, and stuff like that. So I really can't wait to get through this park, and I'm excited to get further on down to more exciting rides and stuff like that. But we got to start small, and I thought this was a very good addition for the park, and it fits the area very well, I think. So I think the pirate ship was a good idea for here, and the theme around it, the storyline around it, works very well in my opinion. So let me guys know, I want to hear what you guys think in the comments, if you like the idea of the storyline of the theme of the pirate ship here, and let me know what you guys think about it. Of course, it can always change. If you guys have any better ideas, I'd like to hear your guys' feedback on the storyline of this pirate ship themed attraction. So it's more, it's kind of along the line with the pirate theme, but I wanted to make sure it still had like that westerny type theme as well, because you're taking shore on the Westwood Shores, because Westwood is kind of an abandoned town almost, and they're looking for they're building it up and to build some attractions to attract more tourists into the city, and or the town rather. And this is one of the things, is having transportation from the water, or transportation through the river and the shoreline and stuff like that. I think it's a really cool addition. And again, this is going to be a whole story. The park's going to be a story itself. Like, I want to make sure you could like make a movie from like this kind of stuff. Like, that's how themed I want this to be. So anyways, this is going to be this first area is Westwood Shores, and that's where the water line, it's kind of up against the river, or body of water, And that's kind of the storyline that goes with in this first section of the park. That's why I'm going to have a River Rapids ride. I think that'll be a very appropriate, as well as I'm developing the storyline for that ride as well, and we'll see how that turns out. And I'm really excited to get into that as well. So that will be the next ride going into this area. And we might have another flat ride or two, but most of all, this is going to be a smaller section of the park. And we're going to move on to a different themed section, which it's still the same theme. It's just a different section of the park that has a new storyline and stuff like that. So that's kind of how we're going, approaching this area of the park. And I hope you guys are enjoy that kind of storyline as much as I do. And one thing I do want to mention is when I'm done with this park, I want to make sure that everyone knows this is going to be a park that I'm going to continue on throughout the years. You know, I'm going to be adding new attractions, you know, stuff like that every single year or every season of the park and stuff like that, you know, like just to get people hyped, kind of like a real park. You know, if there's I'm going to have like videos to where like there's area clearing or something like that and predictions of what the new ride could be and stuff like that. I want to have like construction sites and stuff. I think that'll be really, really cool and really fun to do. I know everyone's been asking about my older parks, and to be honest, back at the time, I thought I would continue those parks, but I really don't. I really am feeling more confident with the newer parks that I'm doing, and I just think they're going to turn out a lot better. And I know a lot of people want to see some cinematic videos of, like Midway Park, which I was very unsatisfied with that park. I didn't think it turned out very well. I don't see why people really wanted to watch that in the first place. If they want to watch that, I mean, they're going to really want to watch these parks that I'm working on. So that is one thing I want to make sure people know. Now, with this next building, this is actually the first little restaurant in here. It's going to be called Buckshots Cafe. It's actually a really cool one. So I just put a Chief Beef and a Gulpy soda in there. I thought that would fit pretty well, because you have food and then you have your drinks, of course. I'm kind of disappointed in Planet Coaster that we don't actually have walk-in restaurants yet, and I thought that was kind of interesting because Roller Coaster Tycoon World actually has walk-in restaurants and stuff like that. As you can see, the screen does go blank here just for a moment because I did have to leave just for a second. Gives me a chance to talk just a little bit longer. So anyways, this is going to be a restaurant that is, just on the long side the Westwood Shores, where the owners thought it'd be a great attraction, while people are discovering the shoreline of Westwood, and it gives them an option to eat and also some live entertainment on the inside as well. It's not all obviously there, but it could be. Now I also want to put some like theaters in the park as well, not theaters that are obviously going to be interactive, but like theaters that that would be there if it was real life, stuff like that, the places for like live entertainment and stuff like that, country music and stuff like that, even though I'm not a big fan of country music, but anyways, I think it'll be really fun and really cool. So this is a really cool restaurant. Again, it's more of another filler in the area, but of course you gotta have a lot of buildings, you gotta have a lot of details, and it will become something great, and at least that's what I think. So we do a lot of detailing, and I want to make sure there's a lot of props, and again, the theming has to completely be there. And Buckshots Cafe, a lot of people travel across the globe just to come to this cafe, and it was really a big hit for Westwood, the town of Westwood, because the food here is amazing. They have live entertainment, and they even put on a little show, with some like fake pistols and stuff like that, just to get people excited. And it was a big, great idea for Westwood to put this cafe in here because it was a big hit for the guests in the town. So as that was put in, Westwood was like, hey, we need to add more stuff like this to attract more people. And, as you can see later, that is going to happen. So here, I decided to add like the little smoke burst coming out of the ends of the guns. I thought that would be kind of cool. Just a nice, cool effect, you know, for this restaurant, and it worked really well. And of course, I want to make sure there's a lot of foliage and trees in the park as well. That is something that's going to be very important, that there's going to be a lot of, you know, foresty type areas. This park's going to be surrounded like pretty much the woods, and it's going to be really cool. You're going to have a lot of rides interacting with the terrain and interacting a lot with, you know, the trees and foliage. It's going to be really, really cool. And yeah, so after this restaurant, that is about it. After that, I actually do add a couple more details to the flat ride over there with the pirate ship. After I get done with this, I actually got a better idea to actually create like a measuring stick for the each ride, and I found this information board, you know, that will have the information of the ride. I decided to put that over here as well. At the entrance of the rides, you know, it's going to have like the safety information for each of the rides. I think having one of those at each entrance is important for realism and stuff like that. So after that, I decided, you know, hey, why don't I make a measuring stick as well? You know, because with the custom, you know, shapes and stuff like that, it allows me to actually do that. So I kind of make just a random, you know, measuring stick here, and it actually turned out really, really cool. And I wanted to put like a wooden structure around it too, so I look for a wooden structure for that. And after I get that done, I call it good for this episode. So that's going to do it for this episode of Westwood. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and make sure to hit the like button if you're enjoying it. Leave a comment down below of what you think of Westwood so far, and I can't wait to hear what you guys think, and I hope you guys are enjoying the park experience. And next time we'll get more into water ride and stuff like that, the Rapids ride, and that's about it. Make sure you have a great day, even cooler tomorrow, and I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.